Sip and Chill podcast fans. How you been? Host, Norm Skalski. Good friend, co-host, Emmanuel Pique Cologne. Producer, technician. Both sports fans. Bills Mafia. What's up out there?
Yep.
Sorry we couldn't get to you for the last week and a half. Hope you enjoyed some of the content they've been sending out there, the videos. They've been pretty cool. We're liking them.
Yep. Room top.
And
Over there in the camera top.
so what we're going to do is go over what we missed out on the last week and a half. A lot of changes at the coaching staff. A lot of things mentioned by some players, some announcers that are speaking what we spoke about for the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to bury anybody. We're just going to give us our thoughts.
Yeah.
Manuel, what do you think so far? What do you think? How's it going so far?
It's good. It's what we expected, coaching changes. That's what we need really, honestly. 100%. 100% agree with that. I don't care what everybody thinks.
Right.
Nobody, people they're never gonna be comfortable, Norm. With stuff. They bring back they want to bring Joe McDermott back, but it's not gonna coming back. Just go to another team. Just calling your timeout and do whatever you want to do over there. We don't want you here.
What?
Yeah, Norm.
No, so listen.
Yeah.
So listen, one of you people, your people out there, one of your biggest fans is Steve Tasker, who's been when I say the word homer, that means somebody that sticks up with the team, the home team, and says all the good things, but not the right things. Because he wants a job. He wants to stand on telecast. He wants to travel with the team.
Yeah.
So homer's not a bad, it's just what we're associating him with. So finally, after McDermott gets fired, bang, 2 days later, here's Tasker burying McDermott. Things that we've been saying about timeouts, mainly. The main thing is clock management.
Yeah, for sure.
So he waited 3-4 years to mention that. Why not bring it up early? Again, we're not on nobody's ass here, okay?
Yeah.
But we've been saying it. A lot of you people out there in our land, in our podcast land, agree with us. Okay? Nothing against Sean McDermott. Let him be a great defensive coordinator somewhere. Suppose he's taking a year off and he's looking. Fine. Hopefully he gets a job and succeeds. He wasn't made for this team as a head coach. It showed. People have talked about it. Just the local people. Oh, we love the guy. We love his family. Yes, he's a human being. You got to win in the NFL. And a general manager and the owner, Pagula, said enough's enough. And this man right here, who's only been watching it for 4 or 5 years, serious football, also mentioned it many times.
Yeah, many times.
What was our nickname to him? Mr. Timeout?
Yeah, Mr. Timeout. It's Mr. Timeout. Some days that he want to use this timeouts. I don't know. I think he believed that he can just finish the first half with a 3 timeouts. With sometimes that he can call timeout. And I hate that, really. I definitely, it's something that I think, I don't know, man. I don't know. He's past. He's gone.
Right.
We don't want to dedicate that much time to him. The important thing is that, Norm, that, everything is good. We lost. Who cares? We got it. We accept it. That affect us. We can even make videos. We made videos about it.
I know. It was devastating.
We're not feeling ready to talking about, that fumble, after, 30 seconds left. And
the bad calls, maybe the interception or drop pass, completion. They still don't know if it's official, what happened, what's the ruling of it. There was so many things that went on in that game that if one thing happened differently, we got away with a holding penalty in the end zone. That would have been a safety, game over. We got away with another holding penalty in the game, which would have been crucial. They missed a few. And then our penalties against Tehran and Ladavius White. To me, they were penalties. Sorry. and I'm a Bills fan, Latavius White, don't go crazy like you did and throw your helmet and go after the ref. It doesn't look good. I know you played hard this year. Maybe it could be your last year. You played the best you could for the banged up body you had.
Yeah.
But, let it go. Josh's last thing was crying in the locker room. Mr. Pagula seen that. Pagula said to Josh Allen, I believe that was a catch. And that was it. He didn't want to say no more to him. He said that was the second he decided to make the changes. Okay, so now fast forward to the press conference, what we've seen. Bean sort of lied a little bit, but all general managers do. Bean said something about, they brought up Coleman. Coleman was a very big topic during a press conference. One guy with only 2 years in the system, and they tried to cover each other of who wanted to draft him. Now, we made a couple jokes, like hopefully Coleman missed a couple practices, meetings, didn't set the alarm clock maybe. So a lot of you clowns out there were joking, well, hopefully Coleman that day at a press conference forgot to set his alarm and didn't see that press conference because they were on him a little bit. I feel sorry for the kid. So Bean said McDermott and the other coaches wanted him. Pagula stopped him, Bean, and said, that was not our first choice. We went with the coaches. So we'll leave that alone. Coleman was not Bean. We had other people in mind. But they showed a tape of Bean during the draft 2 years ago when he was drafted, walking around the draft room saying, oh, man, well, I'm glad that Coleman ran a 4.5 or 4.6 40 because he'll drop to us. So, they're covering each other's butts. You get it? But he said he's on the team. He is part of our system right now. So let's root for Coleman with a new coordinator coming in. Brady's taking over.
Yeah.
What do you think about Brady? It's in-house. It's in-house, they call it. He's coming from the booth down to the ground. Is that going to help, Josh?
Maybe. I mean, I don't have idea really. I don't know. This is about coaches. Maybe it's about coaching. More than the
Yeah.
player or the team. Or Josh is good, very good. We got good players.
Right.
Cook is good.
Right,
We got,
right.
we got Kincaid is great. Not like we got good with good part. We got good players. Coaching could be. Nobody knows what happens. Who knows?
We can't
Who-
find that out, right?
We was talking about, about
Yeah,
the stats,
yeah.
Why the NFL got so many stats? What they
Yeah.
they even talk about the glasses, you forgot your glasses. You break your own
I buried him with Sean.
you break your own record. Do now who gonna have the record
I'm 0 for 10. Oh,
that wearing good reading glasses in a podcast 5 times straight. Nobody gonna have that record. You have it now. Four times. You know what? I'm gonna break it now. I'm gonna bring the glasses every single podcast, and I'm gonna break the.
you can break my record. Okay.
So that was talking about that.
No.
That they got so many stats. Like,
Yeah.
what's the name of the quarterback? The guy that from for the Broncos.
Bo Nix.
No, the other one.
Oh, the guy Stradham that stepped
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
They do say. He's the first quarterback that open a playoff game without play. I don't know how many games.
Yeah.
That's a stat, dude. That's a stat.
Yeah.
That's not like he's the first. Or I don't know. What are you talking? What are you talking about? Now that we mentioned Norman, I tell you why if they had offensive coordinator, they had the head coach and defensive.
Right.
Why they don't have like who called the plays, offensive play, defense?
Exactly.
Who
Exactly.
you have it. This play. They have so many stats, but they don't have that. Have it because I want to know who called the fake punt. We're still talking about that. Who called that shit? Who did that?
Right.
It was
right.
It was the head coach.
He's got to.
Because it's the only one is keeping Hamlin. Why they keeping him? Why? What's the reason?
Now we think we're going to find out more.
Now we're gonna know really what's going
If
on.
he's gone automatically, now we know why. The game's over. quit keep a guy in the roster that you're wasting away a spot.
We're wasting couple
Where's
spots.
the stats on that? We got stats on that. We got stats on how many times Sam Hammond was put on a active roster and didn't dress. Never dressed.
Never.
What happened to Strong? What happened to Savage? What happened to these DBs that are 22, 23, 24 years old that want to get working and be on the sidelines? Feel you got the helmet, you got the shoulder pads. You might not get in the game, but you're okay. This is cool, man. You know, learn how to eat with the guys before the game. Run out on the field. What kind of exercises to do before the game? Oh no, we're gonna save spots for Bass and Hamlin. We brought that up a couple times a lot, only because we think we have an idea why, but like he said, the stats don't come out. They don't want to give you the stats that they want you to see about. We always talk about McDermott with the headset. Defense, him and Babbage talk, no doubt. Offensive coordinator from the booth, down to Josh, through McDermott's ear to Josh. That had to stop. Don't get involved with the offense. And apparently, Emmanuel and me, we caught a couple times during the game where he's got the thing in front of him. The camera caught him, like, oh shit. On offense. I think Pagula and Brady said, I'm going to be on the sidelines head coach now. It's me and Josh. I can go to the Josh when he's on the bench with the screen, with the laptop, show him things that McDermott couldn't do because he's a defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Get it?
Definitely. Yeah.
So like he mentioned stats. We're having fun with him, don't get me wrong. We're going to have fun with him.
Mm-hmm.
But only because Bo Nix got hurt and this guy, came from, he was a third stringer his whole career. All of a sudden, he's going to get the start. That's not really a stat.
Mm-hmm.
That's life. If a guy didn't hurt, you'd never hear that guy again. They showed his wife. They showed his whole family up in the booth. Good for him. He got to play in a playoff game.
For sure, but come on.
He's not going to, you never hear that guy's name again.
They gotta stop just calling things stats.
Yeah.
It's not a stat. Something that I think you do like everybody does it, and you have competition, and who you just looking for work glasses or bye weeks after bye week. Or they say, oh, the coach is winning eight straight game after bye week. Okay,
Or
that's
flipping a
cool.
coin or
Oh yeah, or
defer.
then if
Let's
they
get the stat. Let's get the stats, Mickey.
yeah
Mr. Defer. I think that's the more people I talk to now since he's fired are saying, why did we not put Josh on that field? Go down the field, either get a touchdown or field goal in overtime, and put the pressure on, what's his name? May. Second-year quarterback. First time ever in the playoffs. That's a stat. Why we deferred. That's telling your quarterback, we'll let you come back. Hopefully you stop him. We did, and this stuff happened. Other things happen. But he goes by, when he defers, his comment he made a couple times was, he expects the double dip. He expects the stats show him, analytics, that if you defer, you're going to get the ball at the end of the first half. Being that you deferred, you're going to get the kickoff in the second half. So you could double dip. I heard him say double dip 20 times in the last 2-3 years. Where's the stats on that? Show me the proof that you always get the ball just before half and you score again when the second half starts.
It's not, darn.
We're not going to worry about it. So maybe if I got time, it's still bad out. Maybe I'll check and see how he did in that minute. He's gone. Good luck to him the rest of the way, whatever he chooses to do. We got an offensive coordinator. We got a guy from Denver. We're really filling in the offensive line, new one. Our guy retired. They're looking at Jim Schwartz for Cleveland, the defensive coordinator. Yeah. He's a good one because Cleveland had a pretty crazy defense. So because Babbage is gone, the backup line, the linebacker coach is gone. Now they're starting to fill the holes of where they think they're going to fit in, of what the players we got. Now, getting back to stats, what you never told us, Kincaid played hurt them last 8 weeks with a torn or broken thing in his knee. We sort of suspected it because you babied him But will you put him in jeopardy for more injury? Right after that game ended, 2 days later, it came out that he was having surgery. Kincaid played hurt. So we were on him a little bit about Kincaid going to the blue tent and always hurt when he got up. I'm going to take that back because maybe that's why he took time getting off the field every time.
Yeah.
I don't know what hurt him in his knee or what part of it.
Yeah.
I know you're not supposed to let the other team know. You can say they're injured, but they're going to play. Questionable. How hurt do you think these guys were? And did it affect
Well,
their
but you can
game? Josh had a broken bone in his ankle.
that too. Yeah.
He had a foot boot on the other day.
Yeah.
Is that a man? Is that crazy?
But it's huge. You know, it's just
Could
it's
that
not.
affected his whole career? Maybe if
Yeah, it could be too. You know, he can gain weight now. He can do so many things. You know, he can maybe can move maybe and gain some weight
they say he'll be ready for training camp.
yeah.
So of the 5 bones or something, the one bone it's not a real major one, and we're not doctors,
For sure.
but we give these guys credit. So we'll take back a little bit on Kincaid. His 5th-year option's coming up. And I don't know if it's positive. Me and Rusty were talking about it last night. We read where they picked up his 5th-year option,
Hmm.
but maybe that's not a truthful site yet. We'll have to check. It was like
Yeah.
it was like $9 million for Kincaid. So it's a 5th-year option because he was the number 1 draft choice in the first round.
Hmm.
Knox is due. Tight end Knox is due $18 million this year. He's already put out there on the Bills sites. It's been a great career. It looks like he's going somewhere else because they won't be able to afford him. The salary cap's coming out pretty soon. It was $295 million last year. They raised $24 million the year before, so they claim it's going to be about $305 million this year coming up. Your salary cap. They pretty much think Knox, they can't fit him in there. He's been playing pretty damn good this year. You know what? We've always mentioned that.
Hmm.
When it's their last year on their contract,
Yeah.
what happens? They seem to step it up a little bit, guys.
Yeah.
And then once they get that big money,
Yeah.
so Knox played pretty good towards the end of the year, correct?
Yeah. For sure.
So is that building up his wallet?
For sure.
Okay,
And help
that
him. So
help him.
I mean, they have to look for they players, they humans, they got family, and you know they play the sport, and but sometimes they say, yeah, it's okay. I'm gonna get the same amount of money like we're talking about. They know I don't want to play hard. I don't want to kill myself. It's
Right.
gotta be with coaching too. If they're not really happy with the coach, then they're gonna do whatever their coach want they really do. So that really affect the thing. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But
And we have 2 other tight ends. We drafted one last year and the year before. So we had 4 tight ends on the roster.
yeah.
So if him going, for sure, it looks like almost positive. 18 million. He might be worth 12. So we got Kincaid, Luca, and Haas. So we got 3 right now. So the other guy we bring up is Epinesa.
Hmm.
I think he's half Puerto Rican, if I remember correctly
Yeah.
reading about him.
Really?
Yeah, I think grandfather. So we'll check more into that, but he's due for a contract. What have you seen? We've talked about him a few times. Because if Bosa leaves somewhere else, they can't afford Bosa. You only got Rizzo and Epinesa and Solomon as defensive ends. Do you think Epinesa made some big plays? You think he's keepable? Should we sign him?
I don't know. I don't know.
That your
I
eyes
mean,
show?
he helps somehow. You know. I don't know what you think.
He's had great games and he's had terrible games.
Yeah, he got a couple sacks, good ones. I mean,
Interceptions, deflected ball.
let's see. Let's see what we need. Let's see what's going. Just win games. Let's say with the important games. No.
We go back. Rusty looked at who New England played this year. They had a very easy schedule.
Hmm.
Very easy. They
What
blew
about
out-
us? These are now these.
Ours was, we played 3 harder teams. We played Kansas City, Philly, Baltimore, which they didn't. But we shouldn't have let them beat us.
Never. ever. That game,
And Atlanta shouldn't have beat us earlier.
that game was all coaching. That Eagle game
Oh,
was all
you
coaching.
take them 2 games away, now we're at home. We don't have to go on the road. That's why every game's important. So, a player that I don't know if Pete will remember him. He played about 5-6 years ago for the Bills. He was here about 5 years. Jerry Hughes, number 55, smaller defensive end, but had a motor. Smart, fumble recovery. He had a motor. He never stopped the dude. Good player for us. Very good player. He come out finally after McDermott got fired and says, you know what? He should have been fired. He should have been fired 4 years ago. That prevent defense for them last 13-second game, we kept playing it and they just kept coming at us to let up that field goal to win the game. He wasn't serious about football the whole time I was there, he said. He's not a serious coach. These are the players' words in quotes. So we're not burying McDermott again, but he's not just talking about that one game. He's talking about being the coach, everything. So you got to have special teams, guys in training camp. We're starting to talk about that now. Conditioning. Rusty's friends with a lot of these guys that got Bills. I don't watch them. I don't think we watch other Bills podcasts. 90% of them say, what is wrong with conditioning with this football team? So I watched 2 shows where there was a basketball player, a football player, I think a hockey player, all retired. They never lost the game. They never missed the game. They're calling it lower body injuries. They had some kind of stats, but they didn't have direct stats about how many guys the last few years in these sports are getting too many ankle and ACL injuries. You know what they said? The way they work out. They're not training 12 months a year. Vince Gill, great basketball player for the Raptors. I forget who else he played for the Knicks. 14 years, never missed a game. He did the straps, jump rope. He took care of his legs because your legs support you. I don't remember the football player's name. Same way. He might have hurt his shoulder that, but he never. So that was their question. What are you players doing out there?
Yeah.
Why so many ACLs? Why so many caps? Why so many ankle injuries? The fields were the same back then, so don't blame the fields.
Yeah.
We talked about conditioning a couple times.
Yeah,
What do you
yeah,
think? You bring
definitely,
it up.
definitely. It's hard to control the what the player do after every season, and talking about Coleman or draft, talking about draft, what they when you're gonna pick a draft, we're talking about that before. Why they pick somebody come for the warm weather or they used to play different? Then you're gonna bring they to Buffalo or to
Cleveland or yeah.
why
Right.
what you doing that so you're looking for something that be more like adapt more to the weather. So that's something very important because
Sure.
they're not comfortable. They used to wear different clothes and be it's not easy. You see the weather, you see the weather these
Yeah.
last 3 weeks, 4 weeks being crazy.
Yeah.
And somebody that come from that kind of weather, they're gonna be crying like crazy. They don't want to get out. They don't want to practice. They don't want to play. Maybe they used to move more. Now they can't move that much. They gotta stay inside the house. So no, they gotta
Who's
think.
gonna plow my driveway so I can make the practice? There's too many
Yeah,
things.
so then I used to do that. They used to maybe wake a half hour early. Now they gotta wake up hour and a half early.
Yeah.
That's
See,
why he missed the practice or something.
see.
Could be, could be.
Right.
So we're talking about that. So definitely this draft, I hoping they're take the right decision, pick the right what we really need.
What
This
we
is
really need.
wide receivers, but I don't know. I don't know what they can do. You know more than me. I don't know if they can do like a trade. They do something with, but trade like another thing, like the punt receivers, punt
Right.
kickers, or whatever. Just focusing that. It's very important that they forget pass. If not, it's like a horse. If you got bad leg, you got bad leg. What you can do about
Sorry. Yeah.
it?
Go coach somewhere. Go get a job.
Go get a job. You make money. I'm happy. I'm happy for you. You make money. You survive the hard thing that happened. We're happy
Sure.
for definitely. We're looking for the bills. Bills Mafia win games, get the Super Bowl because he's sad, that we can make videos for 2 weeks. Fuck no, come on.
Well, he brought up the weather. Where did Josh Allen play college football? Wyoming. Wyoming's worse than here most of the time. Wyoming has 30-mile-an-hour wind chills, open pastures, cows, horses. When you draft a guy from UCLA or USC and he lived in Pasadena or LA, do you think he wants to come here to play football when he had sunshine for 4 years of college? It's hard. Some could do it, but when you're drafting, like you said, or free agencies, you got a veteran that's been around for 10, 12 years. What's his name from LA wants to come here from the Rams. Me and Josh we'd look good together. We'd hook up great together. You're 33 years old, buddy. And you're going to cost a lot of money. I won't mention his name. We don't need that because once you hit December here, you play in LA. I think he might have played in Green Bay earlier in his career. But he's totally right. You got to look at where they belong, what they played their whole lives. Don't draft a DB. Like last year, McDermott, people are forgetting this. McDermott 2 years ago and last year brought in 2 assistant defensive coordinators. So you had him, Babich, a linebacker coach, DB coach. They brought in another one who his specialty was man on man. We don't play that. We should against teams that got good receivers.
Yeah.
Get in their face, hit them off the line, and fight with them. We back up, like you always said, 15 yards down the field.
Yeah.
The quarterbacks look at the receiver like,
Yeah. You
Go ahead.
mentioned that.
Go ahead, mention it. Go ahead, say, what did you see?
Yeah, I always see that. I never play, game, but I see they looking for the first down, and
It's 3rd and 8. Go ahead.
yeah, it's third and 8. They're looking for the first down. They go, you got, they play far back. Not only that, when they snap the ball, they go back 5 yards more. When they go short pass, screen, bam, there. Now they gotta
First
go
down.
forward. So if you go back to go forward, that make no sense for me. I don't know. That's what I think.
No, I've been watching it.
That's not me. Okay.
Right.
But if you play in front, then you gotta go back if you have to. But if not, you don't gotta go forward. You there. So what's other than that, you playing back. If they do a short pass, you gotta go forward and they maybe made the first down and what. But if you play in the front and they do a long pass, they made it. They're gonna, but they're not looking for that, and that's the first I think mistake that I
100%
see
true,
with our
100.
Bills, the Bills. When they got the situation when we need to gain, I don't know, we got maybe 1 minute and we gotta maybe go to I don't know to field goal range.
Yeah.
They start doing passes.
Yeah.
Passes, they expected that. If you go first down, pass, incomplete. Okay, now 2nd and 10. Now they know you most likely going to pass the ball.
Exactly.
Then they go third down, pass, bam. Now it's 3rd down and 10. Now you have to pass
They
the
have
ball.
to pass. So they know that, right?
They know it, definitely, So
Run it on first.
yeah, run the ball first. Even you gain 1-2 yards,
gotta think
that's
it.
what. Then play, call the timeout, and do whatever you need to do to, try,
Correct.
but try to I don't know, short passes, but where you bounce, like George. I know he just throw that bomb pass.
Yeah.
He never should do that. Play smart. You got the time.
He might have been frustrated. He might have been
Yeah, because they fighting between the headset,
Yes. 100. Yes.
You
yes.
don't know the fighting between the headset, between Brady and between the head coach
Sure,
and then what the
sure,
decision
sure.
they're gonna take it, and remember, McDermott always looking to blame somebody, always coach looking to blame somebody in any sport, and the thing is that the players they are suffering is they are taking the hit. It's
And that's why they want to leave some of them.
yeah, they don't want to be there. They don't want first. They don't want to be here. It's cold as fuck.
Second, they know. Sometimes they're shocked about some of the calls. Even Josh, when he threw the helmet on the sidelines that one game, I said, "What are we doing out there?" On camera, they caught him doing that. But one thing, getting back to what he said real quick about So let's say the team is 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. So if you put both cornerbacks on them receivers, because you got 2 yards to hit them, not grab, but you can hit them, get in front of them, bang them. What's that do? That takes away time for the quarterback to get set. Because if you give them that 15, 12 yards in front of them, that quarterback's going to back up, out goes the ball nice and easily, wide open first down.
Yeah.
You hit these guy receivers at the line, now the defensive end's got time to get to the quarterback. Now they're rushing him. Now he's that 3-second panel's gone. Now he's got to wait for them guys to get away from them cornerbacks. Gives you time to sack the guy and get to him, which we didn't do a lot this year, sacks. So that's going to change. That's why I think the way the guys they're bringing in, I mean, a couple players that left here and has mentioned stuff on other talk shows. Rusty and me talked about the last couple of days. Pinky, I think I mentioned it to you. McDermott, whatever he calls, he sticks with. So other teams know what we're doing, like he just mentioned. Bomb, bomb, bomb. Either it's the way we're lining up, because McDermott's old school. He's stubborn. So whatever we call, we're going to prove we're mano. We're going to do it. Even though you know what we're doing, we're still going to do it. That's going to change. Brady's going to change that. The new offensive lineman coach is going to change that.
Yeah, everything changed in life, you know. The ways now, everything is social media, phones. Before, I know with phones, social media, computers, so you gotta adapt to that, you gotta be adapt, you gotta bring new people, you can have a head coach that can even work with a phone or do something,
Right.
old fashioned, like you say, old,
Right, right.
like Kansas City, Kansas City coach is good, but he's old.
Andy Reid, yeah, he's about ready to retire.
It's old, Norm, and
Yeah.
you see how they look.
They're trying to
So,
shove him off. Yeah, they're trying to get rid of him.
so right now they have to update. They gotta upgrade.
update.
They gotta
Upgrade.
go up. And say, okay, this is the way now the sport is running. We gotta change everything.
See?
Again, so same with ours.
Same with
We
ours.
don't need. We need.
And Bean mentioned that. Bean mentioned it at the press conference. It was a pretty good. I didn't get a chance to see the whole thing yet, but Bean mentioned that. He says we changed. We started drafting a little bit different, and that's why we go to 6 defensive linemen because teams knew what teams of our style were doing for 3 or 4 years. So they started drafting DBs and cornerbacks and safeties, and they put 4 or 5 of them on the field to stop our 4 wideouts. A lot of teams are doing that defensively, and they were starting to be successful. Even though we scored 28.5 points a year this year average, it went down after a couple of years. Bean and the coaches said we got to change a little bit. Now we're going to run the ball a little bit with Cook. We're going to have a 6th lineman on the field with him. We're going to draft another tight end that's good at blocking. We got 2 of them now. He said you got to change with the times a little bit, Bean said, because defenses were catching up to our system, Kansas City's. They're finding ways to stop it. So he said that's where our draft is going to focus on. We got a new stadium, new coaches now, free agency. They only have, after I told you about the 305 cap million, right now I believe they're 8 or 10 million over the cap, which I think with Knox gone, that'll drop down. So you got to start moving the money around. That's what Bean's doing right now. Okay, contract, boom, boom, boom. Before you do the draft, because then you see how much you could spend on draft players too. They get paid. Kansas City is the highest. They're 46 million over the cap. They're in trouble. If you're side of Mahomes, you're in trouble, buddy. They're gonna do a lot of cutting there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's over the general manager. Just don't hire and fire coaches, or just do the draft. Now it's the money time. Get it below 305. And cut or resign. For years, Josh was taking back money and saying, okay, instead of giving me 60 million, give me 50, pay me more later, but sign better players. So some players give up a little bit now, but get paid later. And that's where Josh is at right now. So
yeah,
it's all about the money now, buddy.
It's all about money. It's about draft now, cut, draft, camp, all the stuff. Let's see what's going on with that. We're gonna keep talking about that. That's good. Glad that we came back and do another show and
Yeah. We needed to get this out. We're gonna
yeah, for sure. We can talk about it.
we're not gonna mention McDermott no more shows.
No more. He's no more part of Bill Mafia. I mean, could be Bill Mafia member, hiding. Mafia member. I'm a Mafia member. You can't do that with us.
I mean,
man.
this city actually people had petitions out there. They got 60,000 signatures to bring him back. People,
What are you talking about?
People,
Just go
listen.
home.
yeah, go cook or go read a book or go volunteer somewhere. We understand the social media type of decade we're in and the times we're in,
Hmm.
but we don't want other cities laughing at us.
Hmm.
That is totally impossible. You could shout and you could say, I think it was a bad idea. We don't know yet. We don't know if it's a good idea yet, neither. We'll let you know this year.
We don't know. I mean, it's something.
But we didn't go get a petition when McDermott was here and go around getting them signed, fire McDermott,
No, we don't.
because we would have had 200,000 signatures.
Then that.
But we didn't do that. We rooted for the guy. We sat back and said, come on. So forget about even showing that anymore. It's over with. Let's move on. The draft's in April. Got other things coming up. I don't know if you want to talk about anything else or
Oh, good weather. They say
Oh,
something's coming Friday, but I don't know. Norm. Friday, I don't know. Today's Saturday, so what's they say? Friday, but I don't
a
know.
little bit. Yeah. Listen, I've been here 66 and a half years. I lived through the blizzard of 77. Okay. I was stuck at my friend's house a few miles away from my house. After it stopped snowing, we got out of his house. He lived might have been considered West Seneca at the time on Borden Road. We walked out of his house finally after 2 days. There was 5 of us there stranded. We were walking down Borden, not realizing we were walking on top of cars. Until we got down to the pickle factory, where all you people from West New York knows years ago, we started feeling the roofs of cars. So that's how bad it was. For 5 days, school shut down. The DPU school district reached out to all the athletes, wrestlers, football. They are hiring people to come shovel off the school, the gymnasium, paying us $4 or $5 an hour. I forgot what it was. Free pizza and Pepsi. So that was a storm of never forget. But this past January, I think it snowed every day. And some of these weather guys were telling us, okay, you got 2 days of clear. So I felt bad because I let his family and him know like I was the weatherman in here, in his system. And I would send him messages. Okay, we can go out. You got 2 hours to get outside and get done. And it'd be sunny sort of by my house, but they'd be getting crazy wind here off the lake and you couldn't see 2 feet in front of you. So depending where you were driving, 3 big accidents in the last week and a half. 30, 40 cars outside of Hamburg going to Dunkirk last week. 2 days ago, between Batavia and Rochester coming this way, 28, 30 cars. Nobody dead, but once that whiteout hit and everybody started sliding and stepping, boom, 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 boom. So don't go out unless you have to. When you hear wind chills, when you hear wind over 15, 20 miles an hour, that means whiteout. The lake's frozen, so we're not going to get any lake effect snow. It's frozen now. But snow laying on that ice is going to get blown into where the wind's sending it. So it's dangerous when you get caught in a whiteout. I think we're good for the rest of the winter, but January it snowed every day. It was bad and frigid.
Good.
So stay warm. Have your coffee of choice.
Yeah. Good. Thank you, Norm. Appreciate. See you in the next one, Norm, for sure. We're gonna make another one.
I missed doing this. I couldn't. I'm glad he called me this morning. So let's do it.
Good. Thank you, Norm. We coming back.
We're coming back.
See you, people. Thank you.
Enjoy.
Bye.